Three, two, one. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Private Dancer sitting here with Mooney about to cast a match between Pandas and MLP. I'm very excited to introduce Mooney here, who's going to be doing the analyst for our little casting tryout here. Good afternoon, Mooney.
Good afternoon, Private. Thanks for the intro. I'm really excited to be here. And it looks like the drafts have already taken place, and we could take a moment here to kind of discuss the drafts. And it looks like Team MPL has a really good comp when it comes to diving at the back line. With the Ling, even Esmeralda can jump over, Alice can like blink over. And when it comes to Pro Pandas, they do have a lot of burst when it comes to the Whale and Paquito. So I'm really excited to see which way it goes. By looking at the draft, it kind of looks like the teams are very similar. Over back to you, Private.
I agree there too. On the side of Pandas, I do see the Yu Zong there. So we are going to have a lot of dive in the back line, hopefully to be able to take out that Lao Yi. But Alice is going to be, you do have that dive in with Alice. It's just going to be so lethal during mid game. And with a Kai there, who's going to be able to kind of ward off all of that dive, it's going to be a pretty interesting game to see which team can execute their plans, I guess, better, and where the synergy is.
Yep, we're gonna find that out. Hopefully, we get an exciting game up ahead.
Yeah, and I'm going to be looking for the breakout stars here, Zoltra and probably Savage No Carry, who looks like he's going to be very comfortable on that Veil, seeing that he's a world rank there on it.
Yeah, Zutra has good stats when it comes to his Akai, and he's known for his good sets. So we'll see if he can provide some good engages or even like stop the team from getting jumped on. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, so we are starting off here. Both teams just going for their blues and getting set up at their lanes. I wonder if we're going to be able to see some early aggression here and how that's going to pay off for them. Right now, it does look like they are kind of dancing around mid lane. No real pushes into the blue lane here.
It looks like the standard 1-3-1 rotation where nobody is wanting to invade. They have a Jawhead who could invade and maybe stop the Link from delaying his buff so that the YSS could get more time on farming.
And
But it looks like
it does look like MPL is going to sit here and try to guard this Litho Wanderer. They are going to try to pick that up. It's so important, especially in that early game, to make sure that at the end of Ling's rotation, he does have level 4 to go ahead and gank that gold lane.
that is true, and the Lethal Wanderer also provides the key vision you need early in the game when everyone is very squishy. So it helps out there, and that was some fantastic zoning done by MPL there.
Yeah, and Akai looks like he's waiting here at bottom to try to get into Paquito, but Paquito's wisely backing off. It doesn't really seem like we have too much action. We do have Nicolette and Esmeralda, Sir Bossy here waiting to try to catch something on the Yuzong, but both lanes are featuring some pretty tanky players. So I think ganks are going to be pretty hard this early in the game.
I agree with you. I was just
Oh,
going
it
to
looks like
point
Ling
that
does
out.
jump onto Vale there in the background, is able to secure the kill with a Tempest of Blades, and cleans up quite nicely, able to get out there very quickly.
Yeah, that's 1-for-0 trade early in the game, and that might delay them by fighting for the turtle. Looks like they'll be fine. The wheel's back already, and the total timer is like 1 second.
Yeah,
We'll
so
probably see a fight
Falling
breaking out right
Moonstar
now.
does fall onto Saku, but not actually able to put too much damage onto him. Sir Bossy is able to get back to the tower, and I'm actually kind of wondering, it doesn't seem like they're actually prioritizing this turtle right now. Ling actually trying to get his blue buff, while it looks like Pandas are starting to set up.
Yeah, it looks that way. I feel like the Ling it needs his blue buff to like really shine in the game. And just ganking the Hyuzhong is really hard because he gets those his passive keeps triggering, and that's a good jump by him. And the Link picks up another kill with Tempest of Blade.
Yeah, it looks like
And the
Jesty is
Y
going down, and it looks like Sako might be in trouble. Sir Bossy goes down. Worst XP laner is going to try to cut it out of here. He who fights and runs away lives to fight another day, and nobody actually able to capture on the turtle here.
Yeah, I really thought with the jungler going down for the side of pandas, it would be a free turtle. Looks like it might actually, the turtle might actually go to the side of MPL. Over back to you, Private.
Yeah, and it looks like Alt is trying to throw some weight around there, but it doesn't look like he's actually going to be able to do anything. And unfortunately, Panda's just going to have to return to laning and just try to, I guess, macro up for the mid to late game here.
Yeah, that was a secure turtle by the side of MLP. Looks like they're 2k ahead in gold with that, and that's some good zoning done by Zutra for the turtle fight, so that they could easily secure it. Looks like bottom lane and top lane are going to be stalemates. Like with all the heroes being so tanky, it's going to be hard to like win a 1v1 unless someone makes a mistake. It's
Yeah,
all going to depend on like who ganks when and who's low and how the tank set up.
yeah, and unfortunately, having a 2K gold lead so early in the game, Yuzong is pressuring Esmeralda all the way deep in her lane. Looks like Jesty is coming in here, trying to flex some weight, and it looks like an ejector just missed Sir Bosti. Thankfully, he's able to make the escape here. Teddy comes in, ulting in with a Tempest of Blades, catches them, and it looks like Jawhead does go down. Esmeralda able to secure that kill, but it looks like she's going to pay for that with her life. Nicolette trying to come in with some suppressive damage there. Suppressive fire on him. Misses Saku, aims just a little bit wide, and he is able to heal through a lot of this damage. I'm not sure if he's actually going to be able to do anything here. Yeah, and does actually go down to Sir Bossy here.
Yeah, that was a good setup by the side of MLP to pick with Nicolette just getting a solo kill on the whale and the ejector missing on Sir Bossy. I think he popped his purify out there, which saved him. And Nicolette could just like without the mage being there, she could just come and gank the Esmeralda.
Looks like Alt goes in on Nicolette with an ejector, but I'm not really sure what type of damage he's going to be trying to do. Saku is on the way here, doesn't have his ult quite yet, and it does look like Mountain Shocker does come out by on the side of Pandas, but nothing real. Still a stalemate here while they're trying to take these towers. Down at the bottom, it does look like Ling and Alice are able to take that first tower from Pandas. So now it's just a game of if Pandas can start kind of building the momentum back. Oh, and Alice is able to finish off Vale. Jesty does try to come in, but Zoltra is there with a oh my god, with a hurricane dance to pin him against the wall.
There's a good timing by the YSS to immune the CC there. And it looks like it's almost 6 minutes and the goal lead just keeps on increasing. It's almost 5k now. It looks like MPL is just snowballing at this moment with the Sir Bossy and its Esmeralda just kind of trying to cut the waves down so he could rotate more around the map. And it looks like Nicolette got another CC up there.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, it does look like Pandas are. Oh god! And Ling does come in, does get stunned, and Tempest Blades comes out onto Airborne, and he does, he does go down.
That was some fantastic mechanics from the Ling. He went in, got the CC, still timed the Tempest of Blade perfectly, and got 2 kills out of that. And so it's like 2-for-0 trade with MLP on the lead again, and the goal lead is just increasing significantly.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it looks like they are just bullying their way around MLP here, and there's not really much Pandas can do if they keep on trying to force these engagements. I feel like they just need to stay safe, try to make it to midway. It looks like Ling does go in onto Jester, is able to secure the kill. Saku is running for his life around this tower, hoping that he can get some heal off here. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough, and Teddy does get away, almost able to kill him. It looks like Saku is able to get away back to the security of the core there.
Yuzongs are so tanky, it's impressive, like he lives there. And I was just paying attention at the draft of Pandas. It looks like they don't have a lot of late game, it's just the whale, and it's like if the whale misses his knock up and his ult, then you are not going to get any use out of him. Whereas when it comes to MLP, they have an Alice, they have an Esmeralda.
Zoltar with an immobilize onto that Jawhead. They aren't able to secure a kill yet, but it was enough to kind of ward them away. And it looks like they are going to go ahead and try to secure this turtle.
Yeah, that's the third turtle that goes to MLP. That was some good zoning by Sir Boss. He kept the jungler at bay so that Link could easily pick up the turtle.
Looks like a falling Moonstar on there is able to catch Savage, and he does go down. Right now, it does look like Pandas are trying to capture that red buff, and I just don't know. What do you think Pandas needs to do to be able to mount an offense here?
I feel like the front line need to give a little more protection to the squishy backlines because MLP have a lot of jump with the Esmeralda's alt and Link's Tempest of Blade. Here's another catch
Yeah, and
by the
Teddy does go
Akai.
down pretty quickly there. Ultra just so good at those engagements, pinning them up against the wall, and makes short worst work of Jesty. In comes the Alice, does get the stun onto the Pandas. Is it going to be enough, though? No, and they are able to get away. Saku is able to clean up, but it looks like he's going to go down. Tempest of Blades comes down, and he is finished off as well as worst XP laner.
Yeah, that was another beautiful Winter Truncheon time by the Alice, which kind of zoned the whole team out so that Link could just jump into the low health heroes and just finish them off, just do the cleanup there.
Yeah, great. And now they are spreading out. It looks like this Lord is going to be up in about 40 seconds. So they are trying to get all of these waves pushed, trying to create some pressure around the map. But I just don't know what they can do right now. And here comes an Alice. Looks like she does ult into... Oh, no, she doesn't. She faked me out.
I got faith there too, Private.
Yeah, and then there goes Alice. She does ult into them. Ling is able to secure the kill onto Savage. Lao Yi does put down the Jawhead, and Ling goes in and is able to take out the Paquito there.
That's a good 3-for-2 trade in the favor of MLP. And looking at the item check, looks like Ling has finished his third core item already, whereas the jungler YSS is still building his second item. And that was some good play by Esmeralda, kind of like chipping down the Yuzong so that he has to go back and recall.
And they are, looks like MPL is backing off a bit. The Mountain Shocker does come out, probably trying to get a little bit of vision, seeing where they are, but like they're basically in their faces right now, not really letting up on this pressure. And Ling does come in, gets shocked for his efforts, is able to Tempest Blade out. Dragon Form is activated. Is he going to be able to put something together here while Lao Yi is just like pooping on the rest of Pandas?
That CC from Lao is just countering the whole front line of Pandas, and they're not able to counter it anyway. And with the zoning there, it looks like the Ling will easily pick up the Lord. It's going to be a free Lord to the MLP. Back to you, Private.
Yeah, and right now they're just absolutely powerless, and then pretty soon this Lord is going to come barreling down. I believe it's going to be going down to, the bottom lane here. So they're going to probably try to put some pressure on the rest of these. Zultra is able to isolate Saku, but I'm not sure that it's enough. Lao Yi putting out some damage. Dragon is able to take out Akai. Lao Yi does take down Paquito, and a Tempest of Blade does take down worst XP laner.
So it's a 2-for-1 trade again with their XP laner down and their tank down. They might actually be able to do some decent pushes, and it looks like they also have synced up the lanes pretty well. At least the top and the bottom. And here another fight might be breaking out.
Yeah,
here,
it looks like Saku is trying to come in here onto Teddy. There isn't really much that he can do. He's just getting bursted down so quickly. ULV trying to look for an ejector, but not able to do one. Alice comes in, gets the stun onto Vale. A little bit of DPS there comes down. Tempest of Blades comes out, not able to actually cause too much damage there. And there goes Jawhead down from a falling Moonstar. And it looks like this is going to go ahead and be a wrap with MLP going ahead and closing down onto that core. Unless core can deal some extreme damage, that Lord's going to go ahead and finish it off.
That felt like a totally one-sided game, Private. Just ending in just about the 11 minutes mark with the MLP just snowballing the whole game, and the Whale just being utterly useless that game, with just getting jumped on by the Alice or getting set on by the Akai, or even the Esmeralda jumping on him, or Link just cleaning up all the damage which was done. So well deserved win there, I would say. I feel like the front line of Pandas could have maybe provided a little more protection. They lacked a little bit of CC for the Link. Link was just taking one CC and jumping in.
There was a lot more cohesion on the side of MLP that I noticed, is that even when Teddy was able to go in, dive in, and Vale was even able to catch him with a knock-up. It was never just Ling. Ling would get knocked up, then Esmeralda would start coming in, then you would have Akai and Alice. It was one after the other. So even getting that very lucky and And early knockups on Ling and trying to finish him off wasn't enough because you had the rest of the team, one after the other, coming in with that CC, and they just didn't have enough to kind of to stop that type of like locomotive of like damage that was coming in on them during those team fights.
I totally agree with you there, Private. Also, one more thing I wanted to point out here was the side of MLP. They in their team, like you said, they had a lot of like synergy amongst themselves, and it wasn't like only one person who was engaging a fight. It was like anyone, like Link would jump in, but then there was always like two people following up to protect him so that he could deal the final blows there. And Nicolette from a safe distance was just CCing the enemies so that they couldn't like stop the Link or anyone or the Alice or the Esmeralda from doing the damage there.
All right, and that will wrap up our first game with MLP versus Pandas. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and cut that. Oh, we're gonna stop that. I'll keep recording. A few things. Feel free to kind of like you're very, like I said, very monotone, just one tone throughout the entire thing. You want to kind of want to feel the energy. Let everybody else feel the energy too when it's happening. Don't be afraid to. And this is partially my fault too. I'm not as experienced. I'm trying to learn to let T-Rex will stop when a fight happens. And there's a few times where you were explaining something and felt like you needed to finish before the fight began. So with other people, I think T-Rex, like I said, it's my fault too because I'm still learning how to interject without being rude because I had two modes yesterday. The first one where I went in and I wasn't saying enough. And then the second one, I was actually interrupting him a lot. And he's like, you can't interrupt because it kind of looks unprofessional. So that's on both of us for me to try to figure out a way to interject and for you to kind of find a cutoff point when that fight happens. Yeah. Feel free to like get excited, be like, oh my God. And Esmeralda just came in there. And then just, you can start it off and then I can take the wheel from there.
Yeah, I feel like in the back of my mind was like when the fights are gonna happen, I got to hand it off to you. But then again, like subconsciously, I was still explaining something, and I kind of wanted to finish that first. So you're right. Like when the fight happens, and I just got to change my energy and be like, "Oh, the Esmeralda just jumped in, and back to you, Private," and then you could like take it off from there. Yeah. I felt like that is what was supposed to be done.
Yeah, and you don't have to. It doesn't have to be like back to you. That's another thing too that he told me about is be careful about reusing the same statements too. It doesn't have to be like a back to you. Just normal cues can just be like, "Oh my God!" and Esmeralda, and it looks like they're like even like you said it before. There's a fight breaking out at up at the top here, or it looks like there's a fight about to happen. And that's enough. That gives me the cue, and I'll be like, oh, and I'll just like smooth in without any. I'm not really gonna need too much lead in there.
That was fun. Do you want to do maybe one more if you have time?
Yeah, we can do one more. Let me go ahead and try to find